U.S. President Donald Trump is asking for the release of grand jury transcripts related to now-deceased financier and sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, with mounting anger within his political base over how this case has been handled. Attorney General Pam Bondi expressing readiness to move the court to unseal relevant testimony. This was in response to the Wall Street Journal reporting that Mr. Trump's name had appeared in a personal note written in 2003 and addressed to Mr. Epstein, adding that the letter was one of several included in an album to celebrate Epstein's 50th birthday. The American leader slammed the newspaper, describing it as fake, while threatening legal action. The White House keen to stem fallout after it walked back a previous commitment to release undisclosed documents that could provide major revelations. Outrage has been building since the Justice Department this month revealed it saw no evidence to support a number of conspiracy theories about Epstein's clientele and the circumstances of his death in 2019. The latest developments throwing the spotlight again on Mr. Trump's relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein was publicly accused of sexually abusing young women in 2006 and arrested the same year before accepting a plea deal. He died in jail in 2019 by suicide after he was arrested a second time and charged with sex trafficking conspiracy. And from one, Nick Harper joins us live from Washington, D.C. Suggestions there, Nick, that Mr. Trump is hoping to stem fallout from an apparent walking back of an earlier pledge to release these documents. Is that the only thing he could gain from this latest move?
Well, potentially, yes, Wacy. The spotlight now very much on Pam Bondi, the Attorney General. She has been ordered by Donald Trump to try and unseal grand jury records, something that's normally quite difficult. She is petitioning a judge in New York City to try and get those released. It could happen as early as today. But normally, grand jury testimony does remain secret. It's not something that's normally disclosed. All of this testimony relates to the 2019 indictment against Jeffrey Epstein on child sex trafficking charges. That prosecution, that indictment shortly before his death. If they were to be released, it would be very narrow in scope in terms of the overall investigations against Epstein. They would not include the prosecution against him from a decade earlier in the mid-2000s when he was prosecuted for soliciting a minor. We've also seen the White House trying to defend the Trump administration's handling of all of this. The press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, was speaking about it on Thursday, saying that Donald Trump does not support appointing a special prosecutor in the case. That, of course, was before he decided to go ahead and get the Attorney General to try and get these grand jury records. And the Justice Department in the past, up until now, has said there is no incriminating client list for Jeffrey Epstein in any of the files that they've reviewed. The Justice Department also pushing back on this idea of releasing more information about the wider inquiries in the past, simply saying that it wouldn't be appropriate to do so. Now, with the grand jury petition underway, there is a potential that all of this should shift, all of this could change.
Nick, in the last few months, we have seen several moves by Mr. Trump divide his own political base. So what's happening over the handling of Jeffrey Epstein documents related to him, not the only issue to cause lack of unity within Mr. Trump's party base. Is this significant, this apparent disunity we're seeing?
Well, it's very interesting to note that we've seen really that rebellion within the MAGA ranks of his base, asking for more information to be released. Donald Trump standing in their way, saying that he didn't want to do so. But with this Wall Street Journal report, the exclusive reporting about that apparent birthday card sent by Donald Trump, what we've seen is a unification of Donald Trump with his MAGA base because they have a new target. And that target is the Wall Street Journal, all of them, the MAGA base, the Vice President, J.D. Vance, a flag bearer of the MAGA movement, and Donald Trump himself, all pushing back against the Wall Street Journal, saying that this is fake news. Donald Trump also saying that he will be suing the Wall Street Journal. The big problem for him, though, is if it is proved that that letter or that card was sent by him to Jeffrey Epstein. Of course, he has tried to distance himself from the late financier. That card would have been sent in 2003, before all of the information about his sex crimes came out, before the prosecution happened. But it could be potentially politically damaging if it were to be proved to be true.
Oh, thanks for that. Nick Harper there reporting live from Washington, D.C.